Hey, it's a rainy day here at Pure Florida headquarters. These are my datil pepper plants that I started from seed this year. I actually used seeds from the previous year, like 2018, just as a test, and most of them sprouted just fine. I've got some older datil peppers in here also that I overwintered. They just need a little dose of Miracle Grow and some time. They're already blossoming, but their color's not good, so they just need some food. And they'll be making peppers for me too. I usually can get 2 good years out of datil pepper up here in North Florida. So you can see the rain that's fallen just in a day or two. It's not huge by Florida standards, but we definitely have had some decent rain. Just wanted to show the deer fence progress so far. Most of the garden that I'm going to fence with deer fencing is fenced. I didn't go the steel pole route, mostly because of the expense. And so I put in 4x4s, cemented the base. That was a long time ago. I've done this job incrementally, just buying what I needed or could afford at the time, storing it or installing it, like the fence posts went up, sequentially. But lately things have been really coming to fruition. Get back for a minute, excuse the junk. White flagging is so the deer will see this, because this is now a new obstacle in this, let's see, 57 by 50 foot rectangle. All the bags are leaves that I lucked into that were going to go into the trash, and I said, don't do that. I will take them. That's brown gold. So I've got tons of it. I've got more in the truck, more stored in another place. This is my new kumquat. I'll probably mispronounce this, but I'm going to say Miwa. Sorry about that, I wasn't playing there. This is a round kumquat, a sweet kumquat compared to Nagami, which is the other variety that I have. This is a Satsuma that struggles out here because I never took it out of its pot, and then it rooted so much I was afraid to. I'm going to work on that. I'm not going to move it, but I'm going to change things down at the base of it gently. This is coon tea that I started back before I realized every part of that plant is toxic to dogs. Started those from seeds, I think back in 2006 maybe. I'm gonna do something with them, but nowhere near where my dogs run around unsupervised. It's a cool plant, it just happens to be a dinosaur plant that's toxic to dogs. So there's a corner. There's an old mallard mansion, my wife called it. It was a duck house I built way back when. The tall thing right there is the native bee house. I'm starting to stuff it with bamboo again. Green tank over there is a diamondback terrapin turtle that lives in that. This is just aquatic plants. This area is going to be my pollinator patch. I've got plans for that. The fencing, the deer fencing, goes all the way so far to here. And then here's the backyard fencing. And I've got the monofilament stretched for putting up the deer fence, just like in the other area. I won't string a bottom line. I'll just zip tie to the actual cattle panel that makes up that fence. That's the fence to keep the dogs in and let them have a safe place to romp and play. And I've done a lot of clearing on the other side of this area so I can maneuver. I'm going to keep that area clean and walk around all these bags. I didn't know I was going to do this tour today, but it's a rainy day and this is a good thing. Okay, here's our, oops, I'm tripping over bags. Okay, let's try this again. Here's our native coral bean. That one I pruned way back, and it's just come back beautifully. And as a result of that pruning, it's blown more this year than it ever has when I just leave it be. It stays. It's going to be one of my pollinator attractors. Hummingbirds love it, love it, love it. We're outside the deer fence now. There's that native bee pollinator tower. That's a plan from the University of Florida. You can find it online. There's lizard tail. This is blue flag iris. They've already bloomed. They're kind of done, but the lizard tail actually is past its peak too. It's a great, cool aquatic plant. Provides a lot of shade for frogs if it's around a pond. There's the diamondback terrapin. He's hungry. I know you're hungry. You're not going to eat my finger. All right, don't worry, I'll bring you something in a minute. Here's some of the outlier blueberry plants. That's a fringe tree, native tree that's beautiful once a year with white flowers. This is just a random catch-all pond, so to speak. It's got lots of little native Florida fish in there, and frogs use it. They hop up into it, they use it. It's just there. There's some more coral bean interspersed in my blueberry patch. Just a quick tour. I chopped the blueberry tops off last fall while they were dormant. I just used my Ryobi battery-powered hedge trimmer and just leveled them off, and they've responded pretty nicely. I've got problems in there. I've got some grapevines coming up, smilax, and let me tell you something. Listen to this and don't forget it. Never ever plant this wonderful butterfly vine called trumpet creeper anywhere near where anything is off limits to it, okay? Because it will spread like crazy. So I'm going to battle it probably for the rest of eternity. I love it where it is not a problem, but it's a huge problem in here. This is April 17. There are the first 2 blueberries of my home blueberry season. Excuse me for a moment. Oh yeah. Oh, look. There's 2 more. All right. You see how I leveled them? They had gotten so tall that only the birds could pick the top berries, and so I went at them, and it's paid off. Here's that beautiful Cherokee bean. There's my 2 IBC containers. They're waiting for me to get through with one job after another and finally get to my aquaponics system, but that is what they are for. They're going to be the fish tanks for that. Look, scrap lumber, an ancient deck that's just lasting forever. One video you might have seen, I move it from where it was to this point. I'm actually not sure it's in the right spot right now, but we will see. Anyway, so that's a quick tour of, oh yeah, my wife doesn't like that one. Quick tour, there's the greenhouse that I did a video on. It's kind of at that same point. I haven't really worked on it because at this time of year in Florida, you really don't need a greenhouse.